Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and this Under Confused, and I watched Dawn of the Dead. And it's also the only movie that you're gonna get today, because you know, if I'm gonna do Saw X sorry, then I will be done at, well, 11 with watching movies, and then by the time that I'm done with filming, it's probably 11:30. So yeah, I love this channel. I love watching movies, but I'm not gonna stop watching movies. You know, I'm not gonna watch movies if I'm done at 11:30. You know, so this is the only movie that we're gonna watch, because this was also apparently the extended version. Usually Dawn of the Dead is 2 hours and 7 minutes long. The movie that I watched was 2.5 hours long. So I've watched the extended version. I didn't even know there was an extended version. You know, with most of these movies, if there's an extended version, I don't even know that there is one. You know, that's just the version that I watch. You know, that's just the version that I get. Yeah. Let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see some wall. Okay. Zooming out, and there's immediately a lady here in the right. On the right, you know? And now we're zooming further out, and she's leaning against another wall. So she is basically sitting in the corner. I think she's asleep. Now, I've zoomed out a bit, and then she wakes up, and maybe falls to the other side, and immediately, somebody grabs her by the shoulders and asks, while we're looking over his shoulder, "You alright?" I think she answers. He says something else, and then we get kind of a buff, zoomed out above shot. We're looking down. He's there, she is there, and there's a guy sitting there in a chair in front of a panel. I thought they were in a recording studio. No, but they are in a kind of studio, because the next shot that we see is, we're looking out of her window, not to the outside, but to another room, and on the other side we see, I think it was 22 screens. So it's maybe something with television. And we hear a debate or an argument going on the other side of that window. But we're gonna leave that, because if you want to know what's happening next, watch the movie yourself. The first movie was okay. No, it's not the first zombie movie ever. We've watched the first zombie movie ever on the channel, called White Zombie, from 1932. That was the first zombie movie ever made. Or maybe ever filmed, but I don't know. That was the first one ever. This franchise is apparently what made zombies popular, or more popular. Also, where we get the concept from, kill the brain and then the zombie's dead, or separate the head and the zombie's dead. That's all also from this movie, or they want to eat brains or something like that. That's also from this franchise, which is pretty interesting, actually. To it's especially fun for or fun and an honor for the makers of these movies because if if you're the first one that or one of the first ones or or you made the zombie movie and from there on out from your movie on everything based on those characters, those things. It can be a wolf or a zombie in this case. All things, all characteristics, are based from your movie, from the thing that you made. All the things in the future after that. They like brains and the dumb, whatever. It's all based on your movie. That has to be a real honor actually. That's or something major definitely. Um, now if people made videos in a kind of way that I did or something like that, or that were basically inspired, or took things, that for me or something like that, kind of an honor, if you start a band because you're inspired by a certain other band, you love System of a Down, and you start a band because you want to make music just like they do, or talk about topics just like they do, it's kind of an honor, or you make music like them, it just it's just kind of a pioneer movie, they made the characters that we know now. Um, but it's definitely big honor if you're one of those people. Um, Overall, the movie was okay. Just to me, it's not something from oh my fucking god, I fucking loved it. No, it was okay. The special effects were very nice. I did like those a lot. Like when they bit a piece of leg or in a shoulder, and they pulled off the flesh and the blood, you know, yeah, that I really like. Those special effects I really like, especially because the practical effects back in these days, 1978. It's all practical, no CGI, just practical effects, costumes, maybe some camera work, with lighting and shit, and just otherwise just labor, hard work, labor. Yeah, CGI is also labor, but come on, you can just do, move this part of the slidey thingy, to that side, and the color is already changed fully. Otherwise you have to do it all by hand. Change the color by hand. You know, spray. Okay, yeah, the monster is now pink. Oh, now it's blue. And in real life you have to paint the whole costume of the monster. So it takes a bit more time, and I appreciate that time because the practical effects are just the most fun because you can, yeah, okay, CGI you can do also at home, but it's maybe a bit more hard. Practical effects you can make the shits at home and put them on display or like that. It's just way more fun. But overall, the movie was okay. So I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good zombie movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.